Hey friends, my name's Amber and I'm going to be leading you through a flow and restore class. So we are going to start in a standing position on our mat, at the top of your mat. Stand with your feet about hip width distance apart, hands at your sides and open, coming into a mountain pose. Make your spine nice and tall. Feel your shoulders fall away from your ears. Begin to feel your feet as they sink into the mat. You can close your eyes here if that feels good to you. We're going to take an inhale together. Inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing hands to heart center in a prayer position. We'll just take a few moments to breathe here. I want you to bring your awareness specifically to your feet, noticing all four corners, so each side of the balls of your feet and each side of your heels, as they sink firm and steady into your mat. If you'd like, you can lift your toes up to really feel the grounding of the other points of your feet, and then slowly, gently press your toes back into the mat. We'll just take a few moments here, feeling our feet firm, rooting down into the mat, legs strong, spine tall. Breath is just slow and steady, gentle inhales, gentle exhales, in and out through your nose. When you're ready, you can drop your hands down to your side, palms open, facing forward, being on a posture of receptivity, being open to receive what you need, mind, body, spirit, in today's practice. You can keep your eyes closed if that continues to feel good, or you can blink your eyes open. Inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale as you grab your right wrist with your left hand and begin to lengthen as you inhale and bend towards your left as you exhale. Inhale, reach, growing tall through your spine. Exhale, coming to a left side bend. Keep rooted and anchored on your right side, keeping that right hip pulled down as you lift out of your right side and stretch your right side body. Inhale, come up through center. Switch your grip using your right hand to grab your left wrist. When you're ready, take a breath in, growing taller, and exhale, come to bend through your left side. Bend to your right, stretching through your left side. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. And with your next inhale, coming up through center, switching your grip. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, center, exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bend, bend, bend. Go as deep as you can to the left. And inhale, come up through center, switch your grip. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bend, 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 bend. Go as deep as you can. And inhale, coming back up through center. Hands come together in a prayer pose. Squeezing your glutes together, beginning to press your hips forward. Tip your head back and let your arms reach back, coming for a little back bend. Just go as far as feels comfortable. And inhale. Exhale, forward fold, reaching for your toes. You can step your feet a little wider if you need to. Wiggle if you have a belly from having babies or life or whatever. Kind of feel free to move it around so it doesn't feel so squished, and kind of get it between your legs. And again, you can take your feet a little wider if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, coming to a flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down, grabbing opposite elbows. Let your head hang heavy. You can have as much of a bend in your knees as you need to. Go ahead and plant your hands, bringing your knees down to the mat. We're going to come to a tabletop and make our way through a couple rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, point your tailbone towards the sky, pull your chest through your arms, lift your gaze towards the sky. Exhale, round your spine, tucking your chin and your tailbone under. Inhale back to your arched back, tailbone pointing towards the sky, chest pulling forward, gaze left. Exhale, curl your tailbone under you, round that spine, tuck your chin. And inhale back through cow pose one last time. And exhale, cat. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. Bring your big toes together, take your knees as wide as the mat. Sit your hips back and calm down for a child's pose, resting your forehead on the mat. And take a few moments here to just breathe. Notice how the breath feels in your body. You exhale, press yourself up just a little bit. Inhale and reach your arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, send it under your left arm, coming for a thread the needle. We're keeping our legs in that child's pose position. You can walk your left arm up and have it nice and long. And you can bring that left hand back in front of your face. Press into your left hand. Reach your arm, pull your right arm back through reaching it back up towards the ceiling, and plant it down on your mat. Inhale, open to your left, reaching your left hand towards the ceiling. Exhale, send it under your right arm, coming to rest your left shoulder on the mat. Walking your right hand up if you did that on the other side. And breathe here. Walk your hand back to rest in front of your face. Press firmly into your palm, lifting yourself up and opening, reaching that left arm back towards the ceiling. Plant your hand, make your way to a tabletop, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips, spine is neutral. Take a breath here. And when you're ready, tuck your toes. If they're not already tucked, you can shift your hands about a palm's length distance forward on your mat. And exhale, lifting your hips up and back towards the ceiling, pressing through your arms, coming into a downward facing dog. You can walk your knee, pedal your knees, Bending one foot and then the other, reaching your heels towards the mat and alternating sides. Waking up and stretching the hamstrings, waking up the backs of your legs. I like down dog because it's a slight inversion, so it helps get your head into a different position and can help give you different perspectives. Inhale, shift your gaze towards the top of the mat. Exhale, plant your knees down. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. We're going to come into a lizard lunge. So your toes are pointing out about a 45-degree angle. Your left knee is flat on the mat, toes untucked. You can stay here if that feels good. If you want to take the posture deeper, we're not there yet. We're going to do some hip circles. I forgot. So your hips, we're going to go in a circle. We're going to go clockwise. So I usually think about setting my knee in a clockwise motion, but the actual motion comes from your hip. I just like the visual of the knee. So think about just moving your hip in a nice clockwise motion. It can be as small or big as you need. Just do what feels good and right in your hips. When you're ready, switch and we'll go counterclockwise. When that motion feels complete, you can do a little stretch back, straighten out your leg, and then come back to bend your knee, tilt onto the outer edge of your right foot, opening that hip up, and do that a couple more times. Okay, now you may stay here, or you want a deeper, if you want to take the pose a little bit deeper, you can come down onto your forearms. If you have blocks or pillow, you can slide that and then come down onto your props. And focus on sending your breath down into your right hip and your right glute, your left hip flexor, sending the breath down into your pelvis. Only here a few more moments. And if you're down your forearms, go ahead and press up onto your hands. Your hands are steady. Bring your right knee back to meet your left. Take your knees about hips width distance apart. Coming to that neutral tabletop, and when you're ready, with an exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Notice if your right side feels any different than your left. Inhale, shift your gaze to the top of your mat. Exhale, drop your knees. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, your foot coming to about a 45-degree angle. You can scoot your right knee back and in a little bit so it's centered between your hands. And we're going to come and do those hip circles on the left side. So we'll start with a clockwise rotation, gentle circles. I usually like to do 5 or 6 each side or each direction. When your clockwise feels complete, move to counterclockwise. When your circles feel good and complete, you can shift your hips back towards your heels, straighten that left leg, going for a little hamstring stretch. And coming back to plant your hand. Open your hip out so your foot comes onto the left outer edge. And when you're ready, if you want to come all the way down onto your forearms, you can, or you can stay up on your palms, whatever feels good in your body. And again, just focus on sending your breath down into your pelvis. And go ahead and press your hands back up onto your mat if you were down on your forearm. And step your left knee back to your right and come to make your way to a seat. We're going to come to the more restorative part of our practice now. Go ahead and make your way all the way to lie flat on your back. Go ahead and straighten out your left leg and lift up your right leg at a 90-degree. Your knee should be at a 90-degree angle, as should your hip. And then you're going to twist over to your left, bringing your right knee down to the mat. Right arm can go out to half T. Left hand can rest on your outer right knee. Your gaze can be towards your right hand, towards your left, or the ceiling. I tend to find the ceiling to be the most comfortable positioning for me. Looking all the way to the right is the deepest version of the twist. And again, just focus on sending your breath down your spine as you inhale. You can visualize a ball of light working its way up your spine to the crown of your head. As you exhale, see this ball of light travel back down into your lower back and pelvis area. And we'll keep this visual throughout the rest of the practice. So once we are settled in a pose or posture, you can just bring your mind back to this breath, seeing a beautiful ball of light that travels up and down your spine. I often like to think of the light clearing out any of the gunk and the yuck of life. Go ahead and make your way back onto your back. Once your hips and shoulders are evenly flat, straighten out your right leg. Then lift up your left leg. When you're ready, exhale and twist to the other side. You can also, if you have pillows or a block nearby, you can slide that underneath your knee, like so, to make it a little bit more supportive, especially if you are tighter and can't get your knee to rest all the way on the floor. And once you're settled in your posture, visualize that light moving up and down your spine with each inhale and each exhale. Go ahead and slowly make your way to be back on your, back on your back. You can stretch both your legs out long, reaching arms up overhead, coming for a full body stretch. and make your way back up to a seat however you would like. You can roll onto the side, press up, or you can just sit up. Now you're going to need your bolster or your bed pillow. If you don't own a bolster, some sort of rectangular shaped cushion. You're going to do what's called half frog. So you're going to lay your bolster down lengthwise, and then you're going to come to lay your torso on the pillow. Your left leg is going to stay long and straight behind you. You're going to bring your right leg up so your femur bone comes out of your hip, and then at about a 90-degree angle, and then your right knee is also at a 90-degree angle. Left leg stretched out long behind you. Just rest your head down on your bolster. You can turn it to one cheek. And once you're good and comfy, bring your mind back to that ball of light as you inhale, seeing it travel up your spine. As you exhale, seeing it travel back down into your pelvis. If your mind wanders from this visual, that's okay. Once you notice that your mind has wandered, just bring your attention back to your breath, back to that ball of light. And I'm just going to switch to the other side. So bring your right leg back and stretch it long behind you. When you're ready, bring your left leg up so that way your hip and your knee are approximately a 90-degree angle. And if you were laying on one cheek or the other side, then just flip your head to the opposite side. Once you're comfy and settled, bring your mind back to your breath, back to that ball of light, clearing out all the junk. And when you're ready, go ahead and stretch your left leg back behind you. Bring both hands to your side. Make your knees as wide as your mat. Bring your big toes together. Press back to child's pose. Inhale, come up to take a seat. We're going to come to our final resting posture. We're going to do a reclined round angle. So for this, you'll need your bolster and a couple blocks or pillows. So take one of your blocks or pillows, laying it out on your mat, and then you're going to prop your bolster up on that. And then you want a block or a pillow for under each knee. Sometimes I like to use both, so I put the block and then I put the pillow for some extra cushion. Sometimes the blocks can feel a little harsh on your outer knee. Then you're going to put your feet together, the soles of your feet together, so your legs are in a little bit of a diamond shape. The base of your hips is going to be at the bottom of your bolster. You're going to recline back onto the bolster, letting your head rest, your spine is supported, your legs are supported. You're just going to feel your body sink into your props here. You let your arms rest down at your sides, palms face up if you want an open, receptive posture. If you're feeling a little anxious and antsy, you can do your palms face down, or you can also do one palm up, one palm down, so you have a little bit of openness and a little bit of grounded. Whatever feels good to you. I suggest closing your eyes here. This is your time to rest and restore. There are no jobs for you to do right now. In this moment, your only job is to rest. I want you to notice your edges of your feet resting on your mat, the outer edges of your legs. Feel the weight of your knees on the prop. Feel your hips and your glutes. They sink heavy into the earth. Feel your spine supported, completely at ease. It has no work to do in holding you up here. Fully supported by the props beneath you. Feel your shoulder blades sink heavy into your bolster, the back of your neck, the back of your arms, the back of your head. Feel the heaviness and the weight as every point of contact on the earth sinks in. And feel your forehead smooth, your brow unfurrow. Feel your cheeks soften, your jaw unclench. Feel your neck soften, your heart open, belly soft. And allow your body to find some true rest here. If your mind needs something to focus on so you're not running through your to-do list, bring your mind's attention back to that ball of light that sits in your pelvis. Inhale, seeing it travel up your spine, all the way to the top of your head. You exhale, seeing it slowly rise all back down into your pelvis. You can stay here as long as you like. I will leave you here in this posture. When you're ready, you can slowly make your way up to a seat and carry on with your day.